Welcome to Digital Marketing Europe. I am Katie Studder. I'm a speaker and leadership coach, and I'm your host for today on the Search World Track. We just had a fantastic session with Dan Taylor on indexing, and here we're going to dive into a real case study of an e-commerce launch with a purely SEO-based strategy. I don't know about you, but I love real case studies, see how people apply it in the real world. In this session, you'll find out both the strategy and the results. Our next speaker has more than 17 years of experience in marketing, has worked both with local and international companies like HP, Western Union, you name it. And his range of experience covers B2B, B2C, startup, corporate companies. He's a performance marketing practitioner with a growth hacking mindset. I love the sound of this, so I'm really excited. Please show a very warm welcome in the chat, right in the chat if you're excited, and welcome Giedrius Morkunas. Hi, Giedrius.
Hi, Kate. Thank you for introductions. My pleasure to be here.
I'll
Hopefully,
leave
I
you
will
the
share.
stage. Yeah, leave you the stage. It's all yours. I'll be back for the Q&A.
Great. Thank you, Kate. So, hi, everyone. Hopefully, today I will share some practical things that you will avoid by doing better than we did. Because I will be presenting, and you probably can see it now, our startup. And this startup we are building for like 4 months already. It's still an MVP, but it will be final in 2 or 3 months. And our main growth angle at the moment was SEO. And I will share all the processes, tips, everything that we have done so far with the budgets and with the results. To be frankly, I'm not happy with the results that we have at the moment. So that's why I'm saying that in this session, please take attention to the tips and things that we done and failed. I think that will be the biggest kind of value to you. Yeah, so my presentation will be a bit different than everyone. I have actually one slide, and then everything will be live by presenting online all the sheets and the things that we've done. So first, I would like to show what we actually are creating, so you would have an idea why we chose SEO and what's our product. So that's a marketplace. And the main angle of this marketplace that all products that you will see here are available in the augmented reality. So you can see all these rugs. At the moment, we are starting with the rugs. And if you click a button, you can see them in augmented reality. That's one thing. And second thing that I think it's even better than one is that in order to choose the rug that fits your home the best, what you can do, you can upload the image of your room, right? That's the image of your room. And then you can try and put the rug whenever you want, like in the position that you think fits. And then what happens, all the images that are in our kind of platform becomes available in your room. And then it's much easier to choose it. You can adjust the placement of it and then decide rather that this kind of item, and in this case rug, fits your room on. And once you will choose the one that you like the best, you can click on view in AR. I'm showing the desktop, so in this case you can scan the QR code with your smartphone and you will see the rug in your room. If you're browsing on the smartphone, you can click this button and you will see the rug immediately in your room. So that's the angle. That's, as I said, is a marketplace. And from one angle, our main business model here is affiliate marketing. Basically, we will introduce all the rugs from the sellers, from creators or small companies, and we are taking a small fee if person will go to the seller, like if they will click a button, go to the seller and buy the rug there. So that's the whole combination. And now why we chose the SEO as the main growth angle. It's the case that we want to own the whole augmented reality in the interior design market. And in this case, without SEO, it would be hard to rank high. So we understand that's a long kind of process and it's a long run. But at the end, all the companies that succeeds in the marketplaces, they have really good SEO ratings, and that's our main angle as well. So how we started? Actually, we got a grant, a national grant, and that secured us around 100,000 euros in funding to build the whole marketplace, and around 30,000 of it we are dedicating to the SEO to create the traffic before the real marketplace will be live. So at the moment, as I said, we're still in the process. At the moment, we don't have landing pages for all the products yet. We just launched the client site where clients can onboard and upload their own products. So the idea was we start producing articles about the rugs, and that should secure us a nice SEO traffic even before we will create a real products and real opportunity to buy them. So far, we have created around 300 articles, and we are publishing almost an article a day, sometimes more. The whole angle of it is, let me show the stats, to follow the estimation on the natural traffic to the page based on our competitors. So the first step, what we did is we analyzed our competitors and understood what kind of traffic we might get month by month by creating like content and producing everything on the page. And as you can see, the last line is our real traffic. So we are, not the good word to say, but it's not working at all. At the moment, it's not working at all. We are spending around 4,000, 5,000 euros a month to produce the content, to manage the content, to produce backlinks, to manage community. And at the moment, we are way behind. We are way behind the plan. And now I will introduce the process, what in this case you, and at the same time what we are doing to improve that. And to introduce that, we have created a roadmap basically of the main things that should be done. And it's not only related to the SEO, it's related to the business that are struggling. We think that this process helps to identify way of failing and have a clear plan what to do next. So the first thing what you need to do is to understand a real situation of the business. As I said, that's our real situation. We are way behind our plan. So once you have that, you need to get the idea what is failing basically. And in order to do that, you need to collect feedback from your users and then understand what you need to change. So in our case, the feedback mainly was from the SEO experts, because again, myself, I'm in digital marketing for a while and I've done SEO again for a while. But these numbers that I saw, like they were not even my nightmares. And again, our strategy here was not the quality but the quantity, and I think that's really important to understand, because this kind of strategy we created based on the market analysis, and we saw that our competitors, they have poor content in majority of their pages. At the same time, we understood that our market is like really very competitive, like high competitive market. and that's the SEMrush. That's the stats we can see, and like area rugs is the main keyword for our market, and you see that keyword difficulty is 88%. So if I would be starting a new business and I would see these kind of numbers, I wouldn't go into this niche, right? So why we still did it? Because we have this augmented reality feature that I showed you at the very beginning. And this feature works really well with the flat products, like with the 2D products. And Rux fits our tool the best. And at the same time as we got the funding and national funding, so we just must do this in this area. And I understand that we will struggle, but as I said, I didn't imagine that it will be so bad as it is. So, in order to understand what went wrong, we have conducted several interviews with the SEO professionals. And again, that's something to realize. When you are asking for a help, you need to consider like 2, 3, or maybe 5 opinions, even though they are like highly expensive specialists to consult with. But let's say I have a consultation with, I think, 5 of them, and a couple of them actually gave the feedback that was not at all useful for us. But then we saw that majority of them are saying the same thing. And the main thing was that Google identifies these keywords as the commercial ones. And once they identify them as the commercial, Google thinks that in our page, there should be a product page at least, and there should be information about the products. And that is the main hypothesis that we have at the moment. And of course, I understand that if the intent of a person who is like looking for some keyword is commercial, we need to present commercial results. That would be a major failure if we not think about this. But the funny thing is enough that at the very beginning, we did a keyword research, and now you can see the file of all the keywords that we have looked. You have the volume in US, keyword difficult in US, then you have total volume global, keyword difficult global, and then you have the intent. And this is data from the SEMrush. I think we did this research in last September, October. And again, we understood that majority of the keywords are very high keyword difficulty. So we chose the ones that have low keyword difficulty. And these are our priority keywords. And at the same time, we checked the keywords that has informational intent. So it means that, Google understands that when people are looking for such a keywords, they want to find information about that. So that's why we thought that, if we'll create a blog and we will like create a lot of content there, then Google will recognize that that's relevant content for the search queries, and we will get a nice chunk of the traffic. But what happened now, just today before our session, I uploaded the same keywords to the SEMrush again and look at the results. Today, all these keywords are commercial based as intent. So again, I think that's first takeaway. And that's probably our failure, that once we conducted the research, we thought that that's it. We need to stick to that. And then we started our process. We start producing content. We start adding images. We start adding videos and all other things. But the situation changed. So like my suggestion or my takeaway from there, that you need to at least every month checked again on the status of your keywords that you're after, because Google is updating its algorithm like heavily these days. And I think that might be one of the reasons why intent of these keywords now are different in the SEMrush, even though they were different last year. And talking about the Google updates, you can see that there are two huge Google updates. So one was in the December. It was helpful content and spam update, two of those. They both were released in December. And in March, we have a big core update, and that basically we can't say what it's about, but I suppose that again, it's related to the helpful content. So probably second biggest mistake that we did is our approach to go into the quantity rather than the quality. Like if I would launch the same project today, I would go a different approach. I wouldn't go after all these keywords with nice volumes and maybe sometimes low keyword difficulty, but I would go with in-depth content for keywords that are actually with the informational intent, and we can actually see that these are the keywords that we can help with. So basically, these would be the keywords with the how to. I don't have them here, but now we're thinking to start producing more content with the how to related keywords, because like you basically need to think logically. If you have a tool that helps users to choose the rug, so first core the keywords that like have clear intent when people are looking for the information how to choose them, and then produce in-depth content, partnership with the interior designers, and then you can come up with the actually good piece of content that will be easy to get the backlinks for, and Google will recognize as the relevant one. But at the moment, as I said, there were some major updates from the Google, and looking at the index of our pages, we can see that this March update hit us as well. That is the information about the page that is indexed the best for us. We have some nice impressions, but we basically have no clicks. And this keyword was the first keyword that we have uploaded to the page as well. So to introduce the concept of how we did with the content is we have identified the keywords that we want to rank for. And what we did, we have created what we are calling content clusters, right? So content clusters, in this case, relates to the main keyword and related keywords with the smaller amount of the searches. And maybe let me show you an example of the clusters. So once we have generated content for all of these keywords, and at the same time we have added products for them, so that's the main keyword, and all these are the related keywords, and they all go to the same cluster, meaning that from the main article we have links, thematic links to the related smaller articles, and all these small articles has inner backlinks to the main article. That's how they support each other, and that's how Google recognizes that we have authority about the whole topic, because we are covering all the subtopics. In this case, our approach was that we are producing around 2,000 words article about the core keyword, and around 600 words articles about supporting keywords. Again, this was decided because our competitors, they basically don't have any content at all. They have only the products. So the original hypothesis was that with such amount of the content, it will be for us easy to outperform them. But it didn't happen. So that is the cluster example. And I think, again, the good practice, what worked for us at the very beginning was that we have uploaded all of them at once. So it wasn't that we are adding one article by one. We uploaded all this chunk of articles at once, with all the inner redirects, and all having some products, at least some products. And immediately, like for this keyword, we were ranking in the third page of the Google. So again, it wasn't a lot, but from our perspective, because our domain was new domain, so we had like zero domain authority. So once like we got immediately ranking, like in the second week, I think, after publishing, with domain authority 1, like it's a fresh domain authority 1, so basically no history. I think that was a good start. But then again, third fail that we had, we stopped uploading clusters, and we decided that, okay, like it worked, so it's good. It means that our idea is good. So then we will be uploading one article by one. And we just were producing the articles, right? We produced the article, we uploaded it, then other article. We forgot to keep the structure as we had. And I think that was one, again, of the failures, because with the clusters, it worked nice. Once we are producing and uploading one by one article, we were not able to maintain the cluster backlinking, like inner linking. And at the same time, we didn't add a lot of products, so people could see, at least some of them. And starting that time, we were not going any higher. Again, looking at the indexing, so we started in December, right? So only 37 pages were indexed. Moving forward and producing consistent content, adding it, I think that helped us to index all the content that we have. So at the moment we have 200 plus indexed pages. There are some no index pages, but these are not very relevant, because we try to publish and test it with some product pages, and then we have removed them. So now we have a redirect in place. So these non-index pages are not kind of a problem to us. Moving forward, Core Vital is okay. Page experience, we don't have much data. Mobile usability is quite fine. So from technical side, we don't have any big issues. So again, coming back to the thing, what we need to improve, it's clear that we are not fitting the intent of a user. Like these keywords now are commercial, and people are not like finding what they need to find. So that's the situation at the moment.
Giedrius, just sorry to interrupt. We seem to have lost your sound. Can you hear me okay? I can't hear you. I checked it wasn't the sound on my end. I opened a random video and I could hear it. So I think it's You said this is now our situation, and then the sound seemed to vanish. So maybe plug in again. Can you hear me now? Giedrius, can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. So if you could just maybe rewind to just before when you were showing us the map again, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
know if there will be some interruptions.
Yeah, now it's good. Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah. So the map, I think there are three crucial and most important parts where you need to actually focus, and I think that relates to the whole digital marketing in 2023. So the first thing is to understand what you can do yourself and what you need to outsource. Second thing is your value proposition, like your core value. Like, do you actually have a value that you can give to your customers? And third one is to understand your growth loop. So how you will be growing. I think those three are the key moments in the whole digital marketing these days. Everything else is like, yeah, you need to do that, but do only if that supports your main goal. And as I said, like, this is more broader approach. It doesn't relate to the SEO only. It relates to the whole business. But like, my goal is, based on our practice, what we do to create some kind of no bullshit process that a small business can actually relate to, because like there are a lot of noise in the market, and I've been running advertising agencies myself. I know how it goes. So my goal here is to create this process and then share it. So once we will finalize the project, we will launch a book, how we did it and what is important. And this is the process in the book that will be described in more details. So again, please, if you're interested, write me a note and I will add you to the waiting list. So at the moment, we are in the moment of truth where we need to decide what we need to buy, outsource, and what we can do it ourselves. So to do that, we have created kind of a priority file. And again, that's priority. I think it's necessary for any project, anything that you can do to relate with all your team and to understand what tasks are the most important ones. So here we have priority, like 0 is like a crucial now, who's responsible, what we need to do. And then you can think, can you do it yourself or do you need to source something? So from our case, because we were so focused on doing day-to-day tasks that we didn't step back and look at our strategy once the environment changed. Like, I mean, the environment, once the Google algorithm was updated, like recently in December and March, we understood that we need to outsource some kind of SEO consultant from strategical point of view to align every week or every month at least, on are we on the right side. Like, as I said, I do think that I can do that myself because kind of I'm in the SEO for 10 years. But when you're doing day-to-day tasks and your team is small, you cannot allocate your time to every task. So, and I think that in this case, I can produce some more valuable things rather than look at the strategical point of view. And someone to hire here is a good choice. After that, we have do it yourself. So again, do it yourself. The team, they need to have these skills, and if they don't, you just need to train them. So that's the thing. That's straightforward. So once you have decided that there's some things that you need to do yourself, and suppose that you are quite new to marketing, or members of your team are new to the marketing, so you need to introduce them to the basics so they would understand the terminology and all they're doing. So same as in the SEO. And in this case, this is a bit theory in overall kind of marketing strategy in growth, what we are doing. And again, with the consultants that we think that we need to choose. So these are kind of the terminology or the main things in marketing, in digital marketing, that you need to go and to at least understand to be successful. And also, I really like the Refugee. That's a kind of training center, or the courses with their approach about the growth strategy system, which in my case is the same as growth hacking these days, or same as digital marketing strategy these days. Like, it's a growth, like, again, a way how you will grow um, your business. So that's a bit theoretical, but you need to have this. Then you need to think about the infrastructure, right? Like, what kind of tools you will be using. So in our case, infrastructure is quite simple, I think. Our main tool is SEMrush, and we're paying around $400 a month for it. Then we have QText. So this tool helps us to identify the uniqueness of the content. Like, again, like we used to work, and that's another topic. We used to work with 4 freelance copywriters who were producing the content. But now when we saw that the amount of the content, it's not working, so we have reduced that to couple copywriters only. And again, if you're working with the copywriters, you need to check, like, is the content original, especially now when you have ChatGPT, when it's very easy to produce the content. And if you will not be checking, is it unique, or is it not AI generated, you might get into a trouble. So this one shows you is the content kind of not copy paste from any other website resource. And we have copy leaks, which identifies is this content not AI generated. Then we have Grammarly. That's still, like, if you're working with freelancers, it's always good to check with them. And like, I got a really good deal with 50% off a year, so it's only $6 a month. It's really worth it. And like, with all these tools, sometimes it's funny. Sometimes people saying, "Oh no, like, it's so expensive." But when you think how much time you will spend by doing something, so $20 a month, probably it's not a very expensive kind of way to improve your process. Then we have Synthesia, which basically allows us to generate videos, like from the text. So because, again, with SEO, and let me show you our plan. So with SEO, again, the content should be of the high quality, and there are some crucial parts of the content, which are images and which are the videos. So in every article that we produce, we want that it would have a video and unique. We add it to the YouTube, we embed here, so it's with the same keywords. Then we have a voiceover, and that's, again, relates to the higher quality. So that's a theoretical approach. And funny enough, I've checked one kind of keyword. I don't remember. Do I have it here? Yeah, here. So, like, this is the fluffy rug keyword, and that's our overall position, impressions, and clicks. So we added the first chunk of the content at the end of December. As I said, it was a cluster with 10 plus articles, and we appeared like in third position around. Then after a while, we added a video, and I think I have a date. Let me filter this out. I don't remember which one is it here. Yeah, so at the beginning of
February, we added images, we added videos, but from what we see here, basically there was no impact, right? Like at the beginning of February, nothing. So again, question, do you need kind of to try maybe test and to produce even higher quality videos, or not to invest in that angle at all? From my perspective now, I don't think that you need to invest it a lot if that will be a mass production content. If it's like e-commerce and you need 100 videos, so maybe it's worth waiting a while rather to start producing them, because in our case it didn't work. Again, if that would be an educational video, probably it would work. It would be important to have a video as resource on your website. And then, as you see at the end of the February, our ranks start declining, and then in the March again even more. So these are the impacts of core updates from the Google. Yeah. Other tools, chat, open chat, GPT. Again, we think that it's useful. So for $20 a month, you can generate kind of unique product descriptions. So that will be the main angle that we will use it. We're not using it yet, but we will start from the next month. And this one is dedicated to the automation of the Pinterest pins and management, because again, social is important part of SEO as well. And one of the SEO traffic that we want to have is again from the search, from the Google. But second part of the SEO traffic we want to have from the Pinterest, because it fits very well to our market, what we do. Like Pinterest is the ideas of how you could generate your room, your interior, and target audience is there. So the females who are our target audience are there. So we will definitely go with the Pinterest and invest a lot of time and money to generate lots of traffic from that. Other tools are free. So Search Console, I think this is the main tool for the SEOs, and it's basically enough. Stable Diffusion, images, like it's like now you can generate AI images. They are high quality, and that doesn't take a lot. So again, I think you can implement that in every strategy and use that. And copy leaks, as I said, is to check is your content not AI generated. So once you have the infrastructure checked, again, remember your competitors. So in our case, as I said, our competitors, they do have low quality kind of pages in terms of the traffic. They do have nice organic traffic numbers. And again, our main competitors are not only the e-shops that are related to the rugs, but these are, let's say, separated as our core competitors. In the market, we compete with anyone who's ranking for the main keywords. And in this case, like area rugs. So for the area rugs, we have Home Depot, Wayfair, Overstock, Amazon. I understand that we will not overcome them. So like we are calculating that we will not get to the positions like from 1 to 4. For this keyword, maybe we will manage to rank around 6 and 7, because rugs and rugs direct are our main competitors. At the moment, they're way stronger than us, but with the pace that we are producing the content and the ability to upload lots of the products, hopefully we will outcompete them. And yeah, going back probably to the plan, I think I didn't elaborate on that. Once you plan your traffic, it's not always the case to look at how your competitors did. You need to estimate based on the positions as well. So in our cases, we are estimating that we are hitting around keywords that overall have 800,000 monthly searches. So in our file, for all these keywords, and at the moment we're not looking at the like very competitive keywords, we're looking rather to the low competition keywords with lower volumes. So still, it's 800,000 searches every month. And then we estimate that it's possible to go to the position number 5 because of our competitors. So if we'll be on number 5, we estimate that the click-through rate will be like around couple percent. So that's how we get these estimations. And then, of course, we will be growing by adding more content, adding more products. So that's what's related to the competitors. To the customers, again, you need to understand who you're after. That will give you maybe the tone of voice that you're creating the content for, and that will give you the additional ideas on what kind of platforms you could appear. So that's why we chose the Pinterest, because we know that our target audience is there. And the value proposition. I think that's the most important part. When you look at your competitors, when you look at your own business, you need to understand why people will remember you and why people will come back to you. So in our case, I think that our core angle here is that people can see image of rugs or the interior details in the room. I think that's convenient because, again, this came from the interviews with the customers, with the problems they have. This came from the interviews with the interior designers, and we think that's a real problem. So this is our value proposition, that it will be easier and faster to choose a rug to your room. So once we have this, then the only thing that's I think very, very important is to understand how you get the traffic. And there is no one answer, because you need to find your growth loop, and I will come to that a bit later. So we think that local SEO is our key, right? Because we want to own this market, we will expand in this interior market. So that's our angle. We have decided this. So at the moment we're failing, but we are looking what we could improve and how we could improve. So we will keep pursuing that. And I understand that if after 1 year there will be no traffic to our page, still okay, then we'll fail. But at the moment, I will keep going this, and I will find another channels with SEO as a Pinterest. For other businesses, it might be partnerships, and I think that's the first step. What you need to do, that's usually works the best. Social paid advertising is probably the less. So my advice here would be to choose 3 of them, test them, see what's working, what's not. And then if you will find the one that's actually is winning, scale on that. And then test second one as a side project. But then if you know what's working, scale on that. That's it. And now let's get back to the growth loop as the main kind of impact of what you're doing. So growth strategy. With the growth loop, again, I refer to Refergy. That's the training that I took, and I really appreciate them. I think that's one of the best kind of trainings with, again, practical approach, what you can learn in the industry now. And the simple and the most important takeaway from here, the growth is the loop where one user can bring another user. That's the whole idea of it. Because paid ads, they're not convenient. You will be out of money at some point, unless like it's very profitable, that's fine. But ability to understand how your product or how your business can, with kind of acquiring one user, can generate another one, I think is the core. And in our case, we think that it will be a viral loop. So at the moment we are creating SEO, so CGC, company generated content. So we are generating content in this case, and we're distributing the content. It means that we're creating articles for each type of rug. We are indexing to Google, people find them, they're coming to us, and that's how it works. It's not very convenient to have only this one, because at one step it will end. It's kind of limited amount of the keywords. We will cover all the keywords by the end of this year. Then we will be able to improve them, but again, you will not overcome Amazon in this case. So you need to find customer generated content, like how customers, by doing some actions on your page, can attract other customers. And in our case, we think that once people will try our tool, they will see like 5-6 rugs in their room. They will start sharing that on Pinterest of their social channels. And that's how we will have customer generated content on Pinterest that's generating SEO traffic to us. Like, meaning that, they will create pins, other people will see these pins, they will click like, oh, that's a cool kind of approach. They will come to our page, or they will get awareness of our page, and they will come and try it ourselves. So that's the initial idea. I cannot say it will work like 100%, but that's what we are testing now. So we are starting Pinterest like this week, and we will keep on moving for a few months to see like, is it working. Again, there are other ideas, and these still are just the ideas, but what I'm trying to say is that, SEO or the digital marketing, like, it's a process where you cannot stick to something, and keep doing the same thing if it's not working, kind of. You need to try and test different things.
Amazing. So many valuable insights here. It was so interesting to hear your whole journey, and also how vulnerable you were in sharing where it was challenged and where you struggled. We're already out of time. It's been over 45 minutes. Yeah. You were on a roll. So many great topics to cover. I took loads of notes for myself, and just a lot of different things in terms of how you use the rugs and the augmented reality, and how maybe one of the mistakes was the fact that they were looking for something where you were actually selling. So you were providing all the articles. And I loved what you said about creating that cluster content versus all the separate ones and sort of cross-indexing them. That was amazing. So took loads of notes. I like that growth model at the end too. Maybe if you could just say your email address, so if people have any questions when they watch the replay, they know where to reach you.
Yeah, sure. It's GM, like my first and second name, and marketingrecycling.com.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Giedrius. I have lots of questions, but we'd be here another hour. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. And hopefully we see you a year from now with everything having gone skyrocketed, and they'd be like, this is where we were a year ago. This is where we are now.
Definitely. I can promise you that, yeah.
Amazing. I look forward to it. Amazing. And for those listening, stay tuned for the session after lunch on Google Campaigns with Alexander Roskil. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much, Giedrius. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
This is all we got. Remember the revolution in our minds. This is all we got.
Lock me out of this life institution. I am angry and high on illusions. Yes, I hate, but it's not a solution. Try my best, buddy, I'm just a human. Oh, we don't need